So once again, good afternoon to all of you, at least if you live in a similar time zone as we do. Thank you for showing up for this webinar. There's many partners that joining us this afternoon, and our goal is in the next 30 minutes to update you on the hot news from an event called eXtreme365 EMEA 2018. That's a lot of words. So my name is Guus Krabbenborg. I'm partner in a company called QBS Group, and I will be assisted by my colleague Arjen Janssen. And Arjen is the CEO of a company called Minds United. They're an ISV, very active in the CRM arena, and Minds United is a strategic partner from QBS. We took a share in their company last year, and both of us visited Dubrovnik, and we want to share some of the thoughts in the next 30 minutes. So I will do a first short introduction, some general observations, then I will hand over to Arjen.
Yes.
As he will say by himself, I'm a product guy, so Arjen will dive a bit more in the products, the concepts, and then the last part will be done again by me with some observations on what the impact of all the announcements and new product updates are for you as a partner in the channel. So hope that's okay for you, and let's get started with sharing some general impressions. So this event that used to be called Extreme CRM, but it was repositioned, as you can see, from a CRM only event to Dynamics 365. And the organization thought it was a good idea to change the name into Extreme 365. So this was the 16th edition. There's two editions of two flavors, you could say, of this event. There's one for the US, and number 8 in a row was delivered last fall in Long Beach in the US. And in the spring, there's always the EMEA region. So it started 2011 in Prague, and it was the 8th time. There were like 700 attendees from 42 countries, and the theme, as you can see, was keeping pace with the transformation. Well, that's easy to say, 5 words, but I think you all know and experience every day how hard it is to really keep pace with the transformation on Microsoft in their portfolio, but also the transformation that your customers and prospects want you to deliver. So all in all, there were like 120 different sessions delivered by 90 speakers, and the organization divided that in 4, let's say, categories. One of them, the Executive Exchange, a really small group, limited, with I think like 45 people that had to pay extra to get access to this separate track, Executive Exchange. And then there was a topic called Sales and Marketing. There was one called Business Development, and a very popular, of course, the one on technical and functional stuff. It was interesting to see that the location really was perfect. Dubrovnik has a very, very old and beautiful old city, directly on the Croatian Adriatic Sea, I have to say. But it was really terrible to get there, and I think we all sort of knew that. So many people had to make many stopovers. Myself, I flew from Amsterdam to Zagreb, and then Zagreb to Dubrovnik. That was doable, but I talked to people that had 2, 3, 4 stopovers. And on top of that, we got snow on Sunday, Monday, and there was storm on Thursday. So if you look at LinkedIn, you might find some heroic videos of partners that couldn't get back, took a bus, drove 8 hours with snow and ice and whatever, what have you, to finally get to another place with another plane. So I asked one of them, did you ever saw the relationship between the name of the event and the way of traveling? Because there was a lot of extreme traveling. So next year there will be one again in the spring, probably March again, and there was some kind of voting on the party evening where the 2 options, Athens and Barcelona, were, I thought, most popular based on the volume of people shouting and screaming and showing their hands. So all in all, some general impressions. So as you probably are familiar with, we try to, from QBS Group, we try to inform partners as best as we can. We live by the mantra, QBS partners are the best informed Microsoft partners. So for this event, we thought there's 3 levels of information, if you want to see it this way. The first one was the traditional QBS overall event vlog. So you see the picture with Arjen on the left, the guy with the smart face and smiling. and Richard de Goeder on the right. He was a bit tired because of the party, and me sitting in the middle. So we have a small 6 minutes overview on the most important things that we saw. Then we have today's webinar that will be recorded, and we will send you the link afterwards so you can re-listen or share it with colleagues. And then the third step is the report that we will write. So you see here 2 pictures of the report of last year's event. So that was Extreme EMEA 2017 in Lisbon. And on the right hand side you see the index. And as we speak, Arjen, Richard and myself already started writing. So we expect this report to be ready in 2 or 3 weeks, let's say mid-April. And that's more detailed. There will be like 30, 40 pages with slides, original slides from the presentations, with recommendations, strategic recommendations for you as a partner. And interesting, ladies and gentlemen, we had 2 exclusive interviews with the 2 Microsoft executives that delivered the keynote presentations. So that was Cecilia Flomboom, who is part of the commercial team, and that was Mike Ehrenberg, I would say, without competition, the #1 architect that can oversee all the Microsoft platform. So, 2 exclusive interviews that probably bring you a lot of clarity and additional goodies that you don't want to miss. So, having said that, I think this is a good moment, Arjen, to hand the mic over to you. The products.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. There was a few new announcements being made on this event. First and foremost, one major thing we have to be aware of is that this was not only a CRM event like it was in the past, but it was an event for all Dynamics 365 products and more maybe, but especially the members from the NFV community, former NFV, I have to call them. There was a lot of content, especially based on the Tenerife being Business Central, a new product coming out. I think that was a lot of news on especially this conference because of the timing. So that came out, and we had a few new additions to the Dynamics 365 customer engagement products. And maybe not the least, also a few things about more integration with products like LinkedIn, the new common data service announcement, etc. So let's go through them a little bit more. So Dynamics 365, a product which has a lot of components already in there. It's the most connected business applications platform around, I dare to say. And it's getting more and more interconnected as we speak. The most obvious components we already probably know which are in there were the former CRM products, now called customer engagement, the AX or Axapta products, and the NAV or Navision products. So those were the main components, but we also see a new kit on the block called Common Data Service coming up, which is actually one platform, one data service to connect all the application layers. So maybe the next slide, Guus. Guus, can you go to the next slide? Oh, don't know if you heard it. So, but okay. Let's just continue there. It takes a while. Well, one of the big things we already got announced with the announcement of Dynamics 365 was CRM and ERP merging together as being one platform, Dynamics 365. Well, there's more to that, because it's not only that, but it's also that you not only connect sales, marketing, service, and finance and operations, but also new things like adding a very, very new and solid talent solution to it, which is actually based on parts of the HR functionality of operations and also tightly integration with LinkedIn, which is really, really amazing. Well, next slide. So, yeah, I think licensing, as we all know, Microsoft is, you can take kind of a university degree to get to all the licensing possibilities and opportunities to help your customers, but This slide, I think, tells a lot. This is the entire new family of Microsoft Dynamics 365 products. And you see a few plans in there. Actually, those are the combinations of the products in the columns below. And you see you have essentially two plan big columns called former customer engagement and unified operations. Those were the plans which were formerly called CRM and AX. And unified operations, you see that we have the big product called finance and operations still in there, but we also have new products coming out like retail, which is a product specially tailored for point of sale solutions, etc. We have talent, which is fairly new. It's been around for a little bit less than a year now with combination of LinkedIn, and it gets better all the time. We've been through a few presentations of talent, and I think I've seen amazing stuff also in the way we can use talent to integrate with other products. So it's a very, very nice product. And the left column, the big column, is called Dynamics 365 Customer Engagement Plan. Is based on the former CRM product called Sales and Customer Service, but also the new additions, which are actually also around for a year or two now, Field Service and Project Service Automation. And there's a new product coming, which is coming April the 2nd, to be clear. That's called Marketing. So what did Microsoft do? They essentially canceled Microsoft Dynamics Marketing about 3 years ago. They moved over to taking an advisory that you have to work or could work with Adobe Marketing Suite, which is a very, very good product, to be honest, but it's enterprise grade. And Microsoft just announced to reintroduce a new marketing product, which has a lot of new functionalities, more tailored to mid-market and SMB, which is the marketing product. Very, very good product. Can do a lot with that, event management, etc. So very nice. And you have a tightly integration with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is sales and LinkedIn Sales Navigator combined in a license version. There is a new Sales Professional license coming out, which is more for essential sales functionality organizations. And at the right, also a very big announcement, which is called Business Central. Business Central is the new name for Tenerife, formerly known as NAV Online or NAV Managed Services. And Business Central, really nice family of products, is available in a few license modes, all on CSP, all online. So a very nice addition to the family. It's kind of new in a lot of areas, so seen a few announcements about that. So very nice all in all. And you see, well, it's a bit, it's gray. It's called Power Apps, and it's a bit, I would say, doesn't have the right ring to it yet, but Power Apps is the real gem here. You have a new platform called CDS, Common Data Service, coming out. That Common Data Service essentially sits on what was formerly known as XRM, which was the solution in customer engagement where you could build your own applications on, and now they have built Power Apps on top of it. Also released a licensing version of that, so you can buy a license version of Power Apps and you can build your own applications on top of that. Well, that's really something drastically improving. So you have to take a look into that. So next slide, please. Well, Dynamics 365 for marketing. Well, essentially 4 key pillars. You can align with sales and marketing, so you can have both teams work better together. There's a real big chunk of lead scoring and lead nurturing capabilities. You can have the system with AI make smarter decisions. And with Dynamics 365 for marketing, you can do not only mass mailing, lead scoring and nurturing, but you can also do event management with it, host sessions, do online webinars with it. So it's a real nice solution. You should have a look into that. Next slide, please.
That's, I guess, where
that's it. Yeah.
The product slides stop, Arjen.
Of course.
We're limited in time. There's much more to say about it, but I'm pretty
that's
sure.
why I was speeding up a bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'm pretty sure that you can find much more details in the business report finally.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
there's a question coming up from
Can I address
Ronald.
that one? I see Ronald coming by with a marketing question. Ronald is asking, is Dynamics 365 for marketing a competitor for MailChimp? I think it's much more than that. MailChimp is more about emailing. Dynamics 365 for marketing is not only for email, but it's also for event management and more. So a bigger functionality piece is also more expensive than MailChimp, but it has a lot more functionality. So is the competitor for Click Dimensions? Well, that's a very, very good question, Jan Penning. Yeah, it is. And I would say if you would position those, you would say Adobe Marketing Suite goes for the enterprise, then you have Microsoft Dynamics 365 for marketing, and then you have Click Dimensions, and they all earn their own place in that. I would say Click Dimensions is still the choice to go for the smaller companies or lower mid-market companies. Nice functionality. It's a proven concept, so very good. But if you want to do more, and especially event management and more intelligent AI and nurturing, you should go to the Microsoft Dynamics 365 for marketing.
Okay, Jan, I hope there was an answer you can work with or live with, and otherwise I'm sure you can find Arjen for a one-on-one. Okay, so much more to say again about the product. Lots of enthusiasm, I have to say, about the products. More clearness, because we all have been struggling with what is available when, at what number, which name, what price. So we all have been struggling a bit, I think, over the last 12 to 18 months. My gut feeling tells me, Arjen, that there's much more clarity now. Products are there, prices are clear. So who can stop us if we start selling the stuff now? You agree?
I would say go for it.
Go for it. I think that's good. Okay, from my side, as promised, the last part, much more on, what the impact of all the changes is for your strategy as a company, as a partner. And there's much to say. Again, time is limited, so I selected 3 items, 3 themes that I would like to share with you in the next few minutes. The first one is the question really, where is your target market? And the ones that have seen me training or presenting before, you know that I'm a fan of specialization. I always have been. And I know a lot of you already are specialized in a manner. However, I think that finding your target market will be more important than ever before. And the best way to express that, especially for, simple Dutch people, is to visualize it with pictures. So, I see a lot of partners competing, and many of them do it as in the picture on the left-hand side. It's a horse race. I'm not sure if you like it and seen it before, but on the average, you got 15 horses in the race. All the jockeys do the same, they are dressed the same, they are sitting the same. Nobody sits with 2 legs on one side of the horse. They all have a whip. There's no cows, no camels, no ice bears. They all have a horse. It's all pretty the same. Me too. And you might say the only thing that differs is the color of their shirts. Well, if there's 15 horses in the race, they're all spending, big pre-sales cost. We all know there's only one winner in the end. And very often, I was told, with this sport, you need a picture to see really on small differences who is the winner. On the right-hand side, however, it's a completely different situation. You also see an animal, and it looks like the animal is doing nothing. Well, that's not true. The animal is sitting on the branch of a tree and is working like hell. And what is the animal doing, he or she? Qualifying. These animals are qualifying all day long, right? They sit on the tree, and when an elephant comes along, do you think they fly and try to grab it? Answer no. Why? Well, it's too big. Not in the target group, not enough chance to win. Next animal that comes along is an ant. You think the bird will fly? Answer again, no, too small. So my point here is that, partners, and I know you know what I'm going to say, but again, even more than in the past, you need to know where your target market is, and you need to avoid being part of the horse race as a Me Too player, because in the end, only discount can give you the deal. I want you all to be on the right-hand side, and you might have heard of the book that talks about a red ocean or a blue ocean. Well, the red ocean is the type of water where there's so many competitors that they all kill each other, and the ocean is red because of the blood, competition, price pressure. I want you all to swim in a blue ocean. And that is necessary, ladies and gentlemen, because what I forecast and see already happening is that the amount of competition in the Dynamics 365 space will explode. Now, you're all familiar with the competitors in your country, right? If you live in a small or a big company, you probably know how many other NAV partners there are in your country. Or if you do CRM, how many other CRM partners. But look at the list. These are all potentially partners that will move to Dynamics 365. Well, the CRM and AX people don't have any choice because their product was renamed into Dynamics 365. Well, the NEF, the GP, and the SL is a matter of time. And we see that Microsoft moves and tries to mobilize their office, their business process outsourcing, their hosting partners. But also we see there's disties that come up, right? People that can live from small margins. We got born in the cloud, we got compete partners. And we see spin-offs, people that are tired waiting for their chef or their boss to take a decision and they just start simply their own. And then, mind you, it's not just the competitors from your own country, but also people coming from other countries, right, through AppSource. So my expectation is that your competition will explode and will be 3, 4, 5-fold more than it is today. Of course, it must mean that you need to specialize in order not to be one of the guys. And a very simple, this was a slide that I showed in Dubrovnik, a very simple search on Google, on Dynamics365.nl, Google.nl, can you imagine, already gives 60 million results. 60 million. Well, the only way to get a chance to get a position on the long list is if your name is on the first page, the first 10, or even the first 5. Well, there you go. Right? If you are just a Me Too partner and you offer the same as everybody else, your marketing budget will probably be too small to get a position on this first page. So you have to specialize. And what I did in Dubrovnik, in my session in the Executive Exchange, I offered a checklist that we developed in QBS, and that gives you 25 considerations, business considerations, that either help you find a vertical market if you're not vertical today, or if you say, hey, Gus, I took your story years ago, I'm already verticalized, but then a lot of you are probably verticalized on a macro level, like professional services or manufacturing. And I believe due to all this extensive competition, you're forced to go from macro to micro verticals, right? So this is a slide again from Dubrovnik, says, give me your business card, I'll send you a copy. On the very last slide of this presentation, you will see my email address. I can tell you now it's GK from Goes Krabbenborg, gk@qbsgroup.com. If you're willing to have it, send me an email. The joke always is, if you get something for free from Dutch people, don't hesitate, because it doesn't happen often, right? So please feel free to do that. Second point from my 3 set observations or advices to you is the fact that Microsoft is offering a platform, right? And Dynamics 365, just as Arjen explained a minute ago, really is becoming more and more a platform. It's not just ERP, it's not just CRM, it's not just Office, right? It's a lot of stuff together. It's not just the traditional domains, as we see that things like talent will come through, as you see that tools like Power Apps will be added, and more and more. So I think on the one hand side, it's great to be part of this channel, and it's fantastic that you have the chance to position all the, let's say, proposition. But however, most of you still are active in one product today, because either you're a CRM partner or you're an EP partner. Maybe you do some Office and Power BI, but basically, you have to think about how you can broaden your proposition. And in QBS, we sit together and we said, we see 4 strategic options. And let me walk you through for a minute. If I start on the right-hand top, you see the Dynamics 365 one-stop shop. I hope your eyes are good enough. Meaning that you could say, we are either ERP or CRM, and we acquire a company, or we merge with a company that has the missing part. This morning I had a meeting with the CEO of a company called CRM Partners, one of the biggest CRM partners in the Netherlands. And you might have seen that a few weeks ago they acquired Pulse, which is the number 2 AX partner in the Netherlands. So they are definitely on the path of acquisitions. merger and acquisitions, and they want to be the one-stop shop. But it needs size, vision, of course, money, right, to buy another company. Then we see partner to partner. So you could say, I work with other partners together. So you say your ERP or your CRM, and you find yourself the missing link, the missing leg, so you can walk on two legs. We know this channel so far was not brilliant in cooperation. Most people count their fingers after shaking their hands, just to be sure that nothing was stolen. And in the meantime, they keep their hands on their wallet. So that, I have not seen so many examples, great examples of corporations. But ladies and gentlemen, you probably will be forced. If you don't have the money, like CRM Partners has, you probably be forced to do the same, right? To find partners and start cooperating. Then there is something called evolution, where you say, I can start building my own domain knowledge. And in QBS, we do deliver a program called Dynamics 365 Acceleration Program. I know that some of you were in a program like Jan Penning with his team, where you learn, the technical and functional skills, the business skills, sales training, and we help you with leads and closing capabilities so that you can set up your own business. And then number 4 and very last is on the right hand side. It's called in-source, where you say, if I win a deal, then I find myself expertise or resources. And you might be familiar with a great tool called Dynasource that, brings supply and demand and capacity together. So all in all, you might see options for A and for B maybe, but I think in general these are the 4 main strategic options, and I think that each and every Dynamics partner on the planet need to sit together with their management team and consider which of these 4 are best for you. I think it's good to know that QBS has a community that today counts over 500 partners in 20 countries, and where we see a job for ourselves to bring people together, possibly, right? And to open doors and to motivate people like you, to start talking with people that have the missing part or the other way around. So this is really number 2. Find yourself a way to offer a complete solution. And then the third and last that I want to share with you has to do with your proposition and the complexity of it. So again, a slide from eXtreme, as you can see, a simple one, but again, we're Dutch. So I see a lot of you still offering the big camera, right, as a metaphor for a complex project that takes a lot of time, money, energy, and delivers a lot of frustration because the customer is locked in an old version with customization. Good for you, good for your salesperson, and short term probably good for the customer, long term bad for the customer. Right? And we've seen the move to smaller cameras, as we say that CRM with an add-on, it's documented, it's available, and so on and so further. I will repeat my email in the end, Santiago. And then third and last is I use the metaphor of a smartphone, which is not just email or music or video, but it's all in all. So for me, it's a metaphor of Dynamics 365. Again, in your proposition, I think you need to start thinking, what can you do to broaden your proposition and make it simpler? Because today, at least many companies and potential companies perceive the offerings of partners as being far too complex. So we're getting close to 4:30, and we want to keep our promise. So I said a few words about the business report. This is the website, the landing page where you can find all the information. We write these reports as a second nature. We do that on the 3 main events for Dynamics partners. So that is eXtreme, that is Directions, and that is Inspire, formerly known as Worldwide Partner Conference. And these reports are distributed to all the QBS partners. So if you are a QBS partner, you pay a membership fee, and one of the things that we deliver to you is these reports. If you're not a QBS partner, or maybe not yet, you can of course buy the reports, and the price of this eXtreme report is 350 euros. On this website you can find all the details. Within, let's say, 2 weeks you'll find the index as soon as we know exactly what chapters and how they're called, and that's the way for you to order as well. So possible next steps, I thought make it a bit practical. So there is a landing page on the QBS website that contains all we do and did around eXtreme. So there's the preview blog, there's some other blogs, the sessions we delivered. There's the video, the 6-minute videos. We probably, Daniela, will record this call on that one as well with the link. Feel free, please, to share the recording of this session with your colleagues. Get a copy of the business report. If you're a QBS partner, you don't have to ask for it because you will get it automatically. However, then I found out that not everybody always knows that one of your colleagues has the report. So if you're a QBS partner and you haven't seen the report when it's mid-April, the birds are twittering and the sun is shining, then please ask internally where it is. And then, we still do events like called QB Share events. We already had a few, but there's still 3 scheduled. One in the Netherlands, March 29. There's one in Germany, in Neuss, close to Düsseldorf, on the 12th of April. And we do one in Spain, in Madrid, on the 17th. Again, a link so you can find all the details. Well, we're Dutch and we like to provoke, so you can do a lot, right? As in these call to actions, I think there's a lot to think about. I would advise that you read the report carefully, discuss it in your management team. There's strategic observations and recommendations. And please don't do what this partner on the picture is doing, because in these fast changing times, putting your head in the sand is not a healthy thing and might eventually, harm your business. So Danielle, I think the last slide here is the slide is with the fingers. Are there any questions?
Yes, there is one question. I think this question is for Arjen.
Yes, I saw it. That was from Jan, right?
Yes.
Yes, the question Jan is asking us is practical question. Which Dynamics 365 SKU do you offer to prospects who now Dynamics 365 for Sales SMB offer is not available anymore? Yeah, that stops being available. Well, it's still available, but that's just for a few days. It will stop being able to order that starting April 1st. But all existing customers who already have Dynamics 365 for Sales SMB offer, you can still order up to 25 users for the duration of the 3-year contract, because you are able to renew the 1-year license contract 2 times for a total of 3 years. So that SMB offer still keeps being viable for the customers who already ordered that, and you can order extra users in that same contract, but not for longer than that 3 years already from the start of the first license. So that's one answer. The other answer is Dynamics 365 for Sales Professional a good alternative? Well, it is and it is not. It is because it has more functionalities. It's slightly higher priced, but and it's a really low entry product. But the other side is it's different. So yeah, I say you can order that one and you can sell that one. Make a smart choice with those licenses and team member users, to be honest, and it still will be viable to order the enterprise SKU for other customers. And I also have to remark that enterprise SKU, which is it's actually an old term. It's just the full product license nowadays, and it's not called enterprise or SMB anymore. So those terms will be gone, and you just have the full suite user license, and you have the Dynamics 365 for Sales Professional. If you, as a partner, are anticipating on having a lot of extra customizations in there, it's not possible. If you want to add extra solutions to it, you can add up to 15 solutions to it, like click dimensions and other online solutions. So they can be added to it without taking into account those extra customization entities. But if you want to do anything yourself, you have very limited capabilities of customizing the stuff. So take that into account. If it's probably a customer with a lot of customizations being followed, don't go for the Sales Professional SKU. Just go for the full product. That's the only thing I can say about that. So I see a response of Jan coming by.
Yeah. Seems to be clear.
Oh, it's okay. It's clear. Okay. Perfect.
Daniela, and do you see any other questions?
No.
Okay. So somebody asked for my email address. I think I put it in the last slide. And my mobile number, if you want to get access to Arjen, if I listen to him, it appears to me that he knows a lot of things about CRM. So might be smart to talk to him. Then please let us know, and I'm happy to share Arjen's contact information with you if you want. but he's also living on LinkedIn. Is that right?
I'm living on LinkedIn, and you can reach me through your QBS representative as well, because I'm doing a lot of extra support on QBS partners nowadays.
Okay, good. Well, Danielle, I think we are a few minutes ahead, but that's maybe also because of the questions. I hope it was good for you. Again, was quick, not quick and dirty, but at least it was quick and fast after the end of the event. We will continue working on the report. I don't have to repeat myself. I think you will lose a lot of information if you don't get the report, don't read it. That would be my advice if I were in your shoes to do that. Thank you for attending QBS Talks. You can find the index on our website, so feel free to join and hope to see, speak, or meet you in the near future. Thank you and have a nice evening.